Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga Nurse. This will be level 2 power flow class and it will be a sweat. Please don't force your body into any poses. If anything doesn't feel right or if you feel pain anytime, pull back from the pose and modify as you need to, take breaks. And that's it. So you get your mat rolled out and then I will see you there. We'll get started into child's pose. Landing down into the space. Dropping the forehead down. Igniting the ujjayi breath. Using it as a current that moves through the body, activating all the depths deep inside. We're going to press the hands down and lengthen the arms forward, elongating the spine. And coming up, hands shoulder width to a relaxed upward dog, legs on the floor. Just press the hands down, roll the shoulders back. And we'll pull the hips back, fingertips behind you, open heart to the sky, roll the shoulders forward, blades to the spine. Same thing, one more time. Hands shoulder width, relaxed upward dog, finding the hands, shoulders rolling back. And we'll pull the hips back, hands behind you, heart to ceiling. Maybe lift the hips off the heels. One more full breath. Pressing your fingers and palms. And we'll drop the heels down, the hips down onto the heels, interlace the hands, coming up to kneeling. Pull the palms down and away from you, chin to chest, lengthening the front body and spinning those inner thighs back. And we're gonna exhale, head to the floor. Let the hands fall over top, behind you, over the head. Relax the shoulders. If you feel stable, you can curl the toes under and lift the knees up. Keeping the shoulders dropping. And we'll drop the knees down. Hands are gonna pull you back up to kneeling. Curl your toes under to lift your heels. Keep pulling the hands down and away. Open the heart to ceiling. Hips forward, hands reaching back now, releasing the grip. And you can bring the hands to heels or anywhere as far as they can go comfortably with no feeling in the low back. Dropping the head back or chin to chest. 2. 1. And core, chest, and the head comes up last. And we're going to bring the fingertips down to the floor close to your knees. Press into your fingertips, round the upper back. Left hand reaching over to the right side of the mat. Keeping the current moving through. Left hand reaching in front of you. And Bringing that left hand, stacking over top of right shoulder as you open chest to left. Gazing up. Dropping left hand to the wall behind you, turning from the upper thoracic. Keep reaching your left hand back, light on the right hand as you come up, left hand to left heel, open chest to the front, ears back, back bend here, hips forward, blades towards the spine. One more time, right hand down to the floor, fingertips, left hand reaching all the way to the right side of the mat, and straight in front of you. Back to stacking over right shoulder, chest opens to left. Left hand reaching back behind you and coming back to the back bend. And landing the fingertips back to the floor. We're going to do the right side, same thing on the right side. So press those left fingertips, right hand reaching to the left. Right hand reaching forward. And coming up, open chest to right, stacking over top the left shoulder. We're going to drop that right hand back behind you, opening the chest more. And coming up for the back bend. One full breath. And landing that both hands down back to the floor, fingertips. Repeating the right side. So right hand reaching to left. Right hand reaching forward. Open chest to the right, stack the shoulders. Right hand reaching straight back. Coming off the left hand, coming back for that back bend. Last time, open heart to ceiling. And coming back, hands down to a downward dog. Couple breaths here, feeling the body, the whole body working. External rotation, upper shoulders, fingertips pressing. Even weight in the feet to lift your arches. One more breath. Straight arms. We're going to lift the right leg back and up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Come onto your right fingertips. Right fingertips, open that right hip. One more breath. And we're going to drop the right hand down, pull the right foot forward. Heel to heel, hands to outside the right foot, right hip pulling back, straight legs. So lengthening over top that right thigh. Squaring your hips to the front, right hip pulling back, left hip wrapping forward. Opening the right hamstring. One more breath. And we're going to come forward to standing splits. So left hand under left shoulder, lift your back heel, right hand behind the right shin. And folding to the right shin bone, right nose to your shin bone, head dropping down for 3. Right upper thigh pressing back, 2. Hips are square to the front, 1. Going to a pistol squat from here. So bend the left knee to your chest. Fingertips on the floor. Pull the left foot through. Don't touch the floor. Left foot coming forward to this pistol squat. Lift your hands up and hold. Reaching forward. Just another breath here. And we're going to do this one more time. So we're gonna bring the hands down, pull your left leg all the way back and up to standing splits, hands on the floor this time, just the head dropping. Try to find straight legs. And coming back, pistol squat, left knee pulls in, left foot clears the floor, and lift your hands up when you get there. One breath. Hands down, left foot pulling, lift hip pulls the foot all the way back and up. And stepping back to downward dog, right leg pulling back and up. Lengthen out the right leg here. Coming down for Vinyasa. So plank, chaturanga, really strong legs. Inhaling on the upward dog. Meeting back in downward dog. Left foot's gonna come up and back, open the hip, bend the left knee. Come onto your left fingertips to deepen the opening here. Stretching the hips. One more full breath. Ground the left palm to the floor. Left foot coming forward, heel to heel, straight legs. Hands outside the left foot, folding to that left leg. So you're grounding the back foot to the floor, wrapping the right hip forward, left hip pulling back. 2 more full breaths. And coming to standing splits. Right hand on the right hand comes forward, lift the back heel. So your right hand's under the right shoulder. Left hand behind the left shin bone, dropping your forehead to the left shin. Your left hand can also just stay on the floor if you're not stable yet to bring it behind the left shin bone. And holding. 3. Pulling the shoulders up the back away from the ears. 2. 1. And coming to that pistol squat, the right knee is going to pull, clear the floor with the foot. Coming forward, hands off the floor when you get there, and hold for a breath. Same thing. Hands down, right hip pulls the right foot all the way back and up to your modified standing splits. Hands on the floor. And pistol squat. Pull the right foot through. Hands off for a breath. Coming back to the downward dog. Right foot all the way up and back. Standing splits. Right foot coming back. And the left foot's coming all the way up to lengthen out in that downward dog. When you're ready, going for the Vinyasa, strong legs. Pull the shoulders back, chaturanga. Press your feet and hands, upward dog. Meeting back in downward dog. Just one more breath here to lengthen out. And we're gonna jump, feet together, top of the mat, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Press the feet coming all the way up, lengthen out the front body, hands reaching for the sky. Exhaling 2, Samasthiti. We'll do sun salutation A, inhaling arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, jumping back to plank, going for your chaturanga, upward dog. Downward dog for 5.
4. Drop your tailbone, lift your hip bones. 3. 2. Wide shoulders. 1. Gonna bend the knees, jumping to the top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Coming all the way up, straight legs, lengthen out. And finding that Samastitihi. Utkatasana, bend the knees, palms together, ears back. Exhale, folding forward. Lengthen the chest forward, flat back. Shoulders stay past the wrist here as you press the hands to jump back to your plank or straight to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. And meeting back in downward dog. We're gonna lift the right leg back and up. Right knee to outer right shoulder and hold for 2. Straight arms. 1. Right leg back and up, lengthen out. Warrior 1, right side, just one big inhale. Coming all the way up. And exhaling all the way through your Vinyasa. Meeting back in downward dog. Left leg reaching all the way back. Left knee, outer left shoulder. Hold. 2. 1. And pressing left leg all the way back. Inhaling, warrior 1, left side, just coming all the way up, 1 breath. And meeting all the way back for your Vinyasa. Always okay to drop your knees for chaturanga. Downward dog, 3 breaths. 2. 1. We're gonna lift that right leg back and up, bend the knee, open the hip. And again, right knee, outer right shoulder, hold. Hold. And step the right foot forward, come to a high lunge. Hands up and over the head. 1 more inhale here. And exhale. We'll bring the hands back, chest forward. Coming to the bind, left elbow outside that right knee. Bring that left hand underneath the right thigh from the outside of the leg. Open chest to the right for 3. Turning from the upper ribs, gazing up, 2. Strong back leg. 1. Twisted lunge, so gaze down. Left wrist under left shoulder, open chest to the right, retracting that left shoulder, 3. Right hand can reach back any amount, 2. 1. Right hand coming inside the right leg, and then drop your back heel, so heel to heel. Coming for the bind, so right arm underneath the right thigh from the inside. And left hand coming up. Open your chest to the left, gazing up, coming to bound trikonasana, bound triangle pose. So pulling the right hip back, Shoulder blades coming together towards the spine. Really pressing into the front toes. 3 more breaths. One. And you're going to gaze to your front foot. Release the bind, hands on either side of the right foot. So right hand outside the right foot. And you can drop your back knee to the floor if you need to. And from here, press the right hand to right shin to pull your right shoulder under the right thigh. And then you're lifting the right heel to balance that right leg on top of the right upper arm. And maybe lift the back foot or keep the back foot on the floor. Elbows bend, gaze forward. And then right foot comes all the way back for your chaturanga. Upward dog, kneeling back in downward dog. We're going to lift the left leg back and up. Lengthen out. Left knee, outer left shoulder, hold. And then stepping the left foot to the high lunge. Holding here 2 breaths. And right elbow outside that left knee, coming for the bind if you can. Or keep the elbow outside the knee. Open chest to left, gazing up to ceiling eventually. 3, 2, 1. And from here, gaze down. Twisted lunge, right hand on the right shoulder, open chest to left. Left hand reaching back any amount. 3, 2, 1. And bring that left hand inside the left foot, hands on either side of the foot. Coming into the bind, so dropping the back heel to the floor, heel to heel for bakasana. So you're bringing the left shoulder under left thigh, left palm to ceiling to come up to your low back to find that bind. Open chest to the right. Pulling that left hip back as much as you can. Use the bind to pull your shoulders together and down. 3, 2, relax the face, don't stress. 1. And gaze to your front foot, bend the left knee, hands on either side of the foot again. You can drop your back knee to the floor. Left shoulder underneath that left thigh. And you're lifting the left heel on top of that left upper arm. Straighten that left leg, bend the elbows, gaze forward. Right toes, back toes on or off the floor. You have to lean forward with your chest to lift your back foot. And then going for your Vinyasa, straight to chaturanga if you can. Upward dog. And we'll meet back in downward dog. Just lengthen out here. One more breath. And we'll lift the right leg back and up, bend the knee, open the hip. Come onto your right fingertips, going for a wild thing, or stay here. If you go for wild thing, left foot to the floor, right heel's lifted, open chest to the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. Lift your hips up. And going back to a plank, pull your right knee to your chest. So you're in a plank, right knee pulling forward. And then left toes are going to drop to left. So left heel to the right, toes to left. Lift the left hand up, right leg's going to extend out for a side plank, open to left. Right leg extending off the floor. 3, 2, use that right bottom hip. 1. The right hip's going to pull this right leg all the way back and up to downward dog. Lengthen out. And then you can stay to downward dog or do a vinyasa, whichever you're feeling for now. That's most suitable. And we're going to meet back in downward dog. So left side, left foot's going to reach back and up. Bend the knee, come onto your left fingertips. Wild thing or stay here. If you're coming in, right foot to the floor, left heel's lifted, hips to the sky, heart to sky, left hand reaching back. 3, 2, keep breathing through it. 1. We're all going to come back to the high plank with your left knee pulling forward to your chest. You're going to turn to the right, drop the back heel, left leg extends, stack the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Coming back to downward dog, left leg pulling all the way back. Vinyasa or downward dog or child's pose. So just feel your body, what works for you today. Knowing your limits. And meeting back in child's pose or downward dog for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll drop the knees down to the floor, coming into dolphin. So you can interlace your palms or keep your hands flat shoulder width or elbows are shoulder width. As long as your elbows are shoulder width, your hands can be in either version. And coming for dolphin. Walk your feet in as much as you can. Lifting the right leg back and up. So forearms pressing, elbows pressing, shoulders back away from the ears. 2 more breaths. Trying to find a straighter legs. And we're going to exhale to a plank. Forearm plank. So chest forward, forearm plank. Just feel stable here, lifting your hip bones, long tailbone. And we're going to open to the right for side plank, forearm side plank. So you can do your version, one foot in front of the other, stacking the feet, or you can also lift the right foot and grab the right toe. So find your version for 3, lift the hips. 2, left shoulder pulling in. 1, coming back to your forearm plank, find your center. And then stepping back to step your feet in for dolphin. From dolphin, drop your knees. And we'll meet back in downward dog. Just lengthen out. So we're coming to a bakasana, working to headstand, and then shooting the legs back into bakasana. We're going to do it on this side and the other side as well. So starting with bakasana, make sure there's space in front of your mat to drop your head down. So you're stepping back so there's space for your head. You're going to pull your knees into your armpits, Hands pressing, shoulder width. Lean the weight forward. Toes come off the floor and hold for 3. So lifting that cord. 2. Press your knees into the arms and arms into the knees. 1 more breath. From here, with control, slowly start to drop your head to the floor. And then you're going to pull your knees to your chest for your tripod headstand. You can keep your knees low if you're stable. Bring your knees all the way up to headstand, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, shoulders away from the ears, elbows midline, last breath. And then bring your legs down halfway and shoot them back to go straight for your upward dog. And lean back in downward dog. We still got the other side to work on. So just lengthen out in your downward dog. And we're going to drop the knees down, coming to dolphin. Walk your feet in as much as you can. Pressing the hands, forearms, elbows, and lift the left leg up. Trying to get straight legs for 3, 2, 1. And we're going to step back to a forearm plank. Gazing forward, heels back. Going for that side plank open to the left. So your version that you did on the other side. And holding for 3. Lift the hips up, right shoulder pulling into the back. 2, 1. And coming back to your forearm plank, find that stability in the breath, feel the center place. Walk the feet back to dolphin. Lengthen out. And we'll drop the knees, coming to downward dog when you're ready. And going for the bakasana. So again, leave space in front of the mat for your head. We're going to bring the knees into the armpits. So you're pressing your knees into the arms and arms pressing into your knees, creating that resistance with the opposition. Chest forward, lift the feet up. 3, 2, 1. And we're slowly going to bring the head to the floor. Pull the knees to your chest. You can stay here, knees on the arms, in tripod, or come all the way up. 5, 4, 3, keep the breath moving. 2, 1. Like we did on the other side, just drop your feet halfway, legs halfway, and shoot them back to find your upward dog. And meeting back, downward dog when you're ready. One more breath, just to lengthen out. And we're going to walk the hands to the feet. Grab opposite elbow, just dropping down here. Swaying side to side. One more breath. And we're going to bring the hands back to downward dog. So we're going to jump to seated. So when you jump, I find the weight has to be even in the feet. The knees have to stay facing forward, straight arms. So you're going to bend the knees, lift your hips back. And then cross your ankles to pull your legs through the hands. Coming to seated. So Dhanurasana A on the right side. Right foot inside the inner left thigh. Pressing your sitting bones. Lengthen your spine. Folding forward to the left leg. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And we're going to come up. We're going to come to Marichyasana A. So that right foot is going to come outside the right hip. There's a space between your left inner leg and your right foot. There's a space in between. You're going to drop your right arm inside the right leg. Reach the right fingertips forward. And right arm in front of the right shin bone. Internally rotate right shoulder, right palm to ceiling. Coming for the bind. So right hand reaches behind you to your low back. Grabbing that left wrist. And dropping your head down. Pressing into the right foot. As you fold forward. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Inhaling head up. And we're gonna grab your right foot and bring the right hip forward. So just walk the right hip forward. Right arm underneath the right shin bone. And left arm underneath the right shin bone with the right hip coming forward. Hands to prayer. Pulling the right shin bone towards your face. Lengthen your spine. Press into your sitting bones so you don't dump in your low back. You can also bring your left elbow to the right foot. It's a little different of a version. It's a bit deeper in the release for the right hip. So chest lifting, shoulders back. 2 more breaths. And we're going to work on koundinyasana from here. So we're going to left hand to that right heel. Right hand's going to press the right shin bone to pull the right knee back so that your right shoulder can come underneath the right thigh. And I'm wrapping the right hip forward as I press the knee back, right shoulder underneath the right thigh. So working in stages, you're going to press your hands down either side of the hips and lift your hips. Lift your hips up. Maybe left foot comes off the floor. Next version, cross your ankles. Other version, bend your elbows, chest forward, look forward, koundinyasana. So whichever version, hold. And then Vinyasa. So from full version, left foot pulls through the hands, clear the floor, stepping straight to chaturanga, upward dog. And meeting back in downward dog. We got the other side to work on. So from downward dog, you're going to work on jumping forward, straight arms, even weight in the feet, heels back, bend the knees. Try to cross the other way, if you can remember the way you crossed before. And pull the legs through, the arms coming for Janu A on the left side. So left heel, foot pressing into right thigh. Sitting bones pressing and folding forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming up to Marichasana A on the left side, that left foot's coming by the left hip, bending the left knee. The space between the right thigh and the left foot, right leg super active, dropping that left shoulder inside the left leg, left hand reaching forward. And internally rotate left shoulder, left palm to ceiling. Bend that left elbow, hand comes behind you to reach the right wrist for the bind. And dropping the head down. 5, pressing into the left foot a lot. 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhaling head up, coming for the hip opener on the left side. So we'll bring the left hand to left shin bone, walk the left hip forward, right hand to left heel. And I'm pressing my left hand to shin bone to pull the left knee back to bring my left shoulder underneath the left thigh. And keeping the left hip forward and bringing the left shoulder as deep as I can. And then I'm holding this leg behind my shoulder by pressing my left elbow back, hands down. I'm going to come closer to the front of my mats for the Vinyasa, so I'm in a better place. And when you're ready, lift the hips up, finding your version that you did on the other side. If you're crossing, bend your elbows, look forward. Hold for a couple breaths. When you do the Vinyasa, right foot clears the floor through the hands, and you're going straight back to Chaturanga. Exhaling, inhale on the upward. Kneading back in downward dog. And when you get there, working on that jump through one more time. And we'll come onto the back for back bending. So let's bring the knees to chest first and rock side to side to relieve any tension in low back. And just a couple times, hand over the head, we'll sway the knees from side to side, opening up the psoas and the front quads. Keeping the inner gaze and focus on the body. When you're ready, hands reach for the heels, feet hip width. And we're going to do full wheel, but we'll start with the bridge and go to full wheel from there. Head to the floor and back to full wheel. At any time you're feeling like you need to come down, chin to chest from full wheel to protect your head and neck, chin to chest, and come down anytime. So you're going to press your feet, lift the hips up, walk the shoulders, blades in, interlace the palms for bridge. Send your knees away from your head, knees to the front of the mat. So you're pressing your heels, but also the fronts of your feet as well. Helps to find more activation in the core, low ribs in. And when you're ready, hands up over the head, wrists under elbows, elbows midline, and coming to the top of the head first. Walk the hands in. Make sure your elbows are midline. This is a good place to bring your shoulders up the back. And coming all the way up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your head back to the floor, walk your hands in more if you can. Even a little bit is okay. Find your feet and hands and come back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chin to chest, coming all the way down and to the forward fold when you're ready. Legs out, your favorite forward fold, 10 breaths. You can even use the wall here with your feet against the wall, and you'll go deeper in the fold, much deeper. 8, 7, allowing yourself to relax and drop down. 5, 4, 1 more breath. And we're going to cool the body down into shoulder stand or Shirsasana headstand. If you want to do headstand against the wall, Shirsasana, go ahead. Or shoulder stand. So legs are going to come up over top of the head. You're going to walk, interlace your hands, walk the shoulders in again. Blaze to the spine. And let hands to your low back. And the feet come over top of the hips. So feet, ankles, and hips in one line. Point your toes. 5. Chin away from the chest. 4. 3. 2. Keeping the breath flowing through the whole body. 1. Don't turn your head when you're in this pose to protect your neck. Going down to halasana, so feet over top of the head, active legs, hands interlaced towards the floor. 2 more breaths. Moving into Karna Pindasana, so the knees come by the ears. Hips come more higher to the ceiling. Chin away from the chest. And we're going to come all the way back up to shoulder stand. Coming into lotus or easy cross-legged pose. So any version is okay. And then just bring your hands to your knees, straight arms, and balance here. 5, cooling down the body, slowing down the breath. 4, feeling the mind, body, breath still connecting deeply as we slow down the practice. 1 more breath. Going to Pindasana. So the knees are going to land close to your ears. And if you're comfortable, you can bind your arms around the legs, your hands bind. So your elbows press into the outer knees for the bind, but only if your neck is okay. Otherwise, don't bind. 3 more breaths. And we're slowly going to roll out, so hands release to the floor, rolling yourself out. And we'll come into last pose, fish pose, Matsyasana. If you're in lotus, keep your feet in lotus. If you have your legs in easy cross-legged, bring your legs straight. Hands by the side. So top of the head, you're coming up to the back of the head, elbows pressing to the floor. Heart to ceiling, back of the head pressing to the floor. And hands, if you're in lotus, hands grab your toes. Otherwise, hands stay on the floor in front of the elbows. And you're pulling the shoulder blades together and down the spine in a very deep place here. Connecting to the erector spinae, all little muscles all along the spine. And this is where I really get to feel those little muscles and find that retraction at its deepest place. 3 more breaths. And slowly coming down to Shavasana. When you're ready, dropping down, palms to ceiling. Close your eyes. Stay with me here to receive the benefits of the practice, tuning into unconscious parts of the brain. Relax into it. And slowly bring our attention back into the space. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. We're going to inhale, hands over top of the head. Turn onto a side when you're ready. Taking a pause before coming all the way up to seated. Crossing the legs. Take a moment with your eyes closed. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you. And I will see you for the next class.